Welcome back to Hot Mess Help Desk, where your campus counselors break down the mental health struggles you're actually dealing with.
I'm Lainie K.
And I'm Mya Ice. Today we're talking about depression and loneliness, or as some students describe it, I'm sad. But hey, I'm still turning in assignments.
If that's you, you're not alone. So many students power through while quietly struggling, and it's important to name what's really going on. Here's our check-in for today. If your mood this week were a weather forecast, what would it be? Sunny, cloudy, thunderstorms, or maybe 50% chance of crying at your desk?
These metaphors for describing your mood can be good to help communicate to your peers and to your counselor. We might use this if you're having a hard time communicating what you're feeling, just so you can better communicate and people can understand what you're really going through. Because sunny obviously means happy, woohoo, rainbows, having a great time. But yeah, thunderstorms might be a little angry, a little sad.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's kind of what those are for. That can be a helpful tool in communicating with your peers and support group.
That's right, Maya. So lay it on me. Tell me your feelings forecast.
Okay. Well, I'll get a little vulnerable. I would say a little slightly cloudy. I'm kind of always on that teetering where it could go either way, baby.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm a little cloudy this week, but that's okay. You know, been all over the place before. So, what is your feelings forecast, Lainey?
So you're saying like maybe you're a little overcast?
Yeah, maybe a little overcast.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
would
like
say.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I can be vulnerable too.
Oh my gosh, yay!
Yay. It's really hard to be sunny all the time, right?
Mhm.
It is, right? And that's not the expectations. And it's something that we obviously talk about in therapy. It's like, you don't have to be happy all the time. Are you human? Cool. Well, then you definitely have a plethora of feelings.
Mhm.
So I would say today, maybe a little overcast, but it's also first thing in the morning. And we all
Yeah.
know how I am in the morning. I've only had first breakfast, barely. I'm halfway through.
Barely.
I'm halfway through first breakfast coffee. So
Mm,
it takes me a little bit, it takes me hours to really wake up. Truly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got
So
to get that second breakfast.
I have to get there. I
Hobbit
have to
Laney.
get-
So let's get into it, folks. Depression in college doesn't always look like what you see in the movies. Imagine that. Sometimes it's sleeping too much or not enough. Sometimes it's losing interest in things you used to really enjoy or love, or feeling like every task is heavier than it should be. One big thing is putting hygiene on the back burner. That is honestly a big one for me. It can be a huge struggle to shower sometimes when I'm down in those depths. So, and that's an easy task to do. So sometimes those simple tasks that you do every day can feel heavier than they should be. That's a good warning sign, I would say.
Yeah, and loneliness often shows up right alongside it. You can be surrounded by people and still feel isolated, or you are purposefully isolating because you do not want to be around others. You don't want to have to socialize, and that's one of the most common things we hear from students is that isolation.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's some counselor advice. Depression and loneliness feed off of that isolation.
Mhm.
So, one small way to push back is scheduling that connection, reaching out to your friends and your support people, saying hi to a classmate, joining a study group,
Mhm.
looking up on You Engage what events are going on. So,
Mhm.
just being around people and not isolating in your room can really shift that mood a little bit.
Another is behavioral activation. And I talk about this a lot in the therapy room. Because students come in and they're like, I'm lacking motivation. I'm feeling really depressed, right? Like I can't even get out of my dorm room. I can't even get up out of bed. Um, Behavioral activation is a fancy counseling term for doing something even when you don't feel like doing it. I say this in the therapy room too. Don't think, just do, right? And that's like, wait, what? That doesn't, are you sure about that? Yes, absolutely. When it comes to depression, sometimes it's really hard to find that motivation and keep going, doing the things that you have to do, even when you're feeling sad. It's really easy to doom scroll or, binge watch TV. A short walk, a shower, or texting a friend can help shift your mood, even just a little. It's hard to do things that bring you joy when you feel sad. When we feel sad, we like to do sad things. We like to watch sad movies. We like to, to listen to sad music, right? We get really comfortable in that feeling, and that's where we stay. And so
Mhm.
behavioral activation is a really good way to kind of help shift that mood a little bit, right? So I think I always go back to this example in therapy. I talk about an individual who is depressed, right? Who starts staying home. And so even leaving the house feels like such an overwhelming task for this individual. And so we worked our way up to leaving the house. So I would encourage them to do small tasks like, can you just open your front door? Can you just walk to your mailbox? Can you just get in your car? You don't have to go anywhere, but can you just get into your car? And that kind of motivation, it starts to create some momentum to push you forward.
Yeah. Nice. Good example. Good example. So here's a big one here. Don't wait until you reach the rock bottom to reach out. Talking to a counselor, one of us, hey, a professor, trusted friend, mentor, family members earlier can make things feel less overwhelming. So reaching out, like we've said before, know what your warning signs are and communicate those to your peers so then they can reach out and know when to be like, hey, Lainie, you're doing your warning signs, queen. Come on, girl.
Right, Maya. Like it's good. It's good to know, your warning signs to talk about this. And sometimes people, clients struggle in the therapy room to be like, oh, I don't really know what my warning signs are. So let's do a little exercise here. Think about the last time you were very, very sad, right? What did that look like? Were you isolating? You likely were. Were you pulling away from friends, right? Not answering, like text messages are going unanswered. Assignments start to kind of go to, the back burner. You're not answering your phone. You're not showering, right? You're not taking care of animals, pets. Like that's a big one, right? Is your room a disaster?
Oh,
Are
yes.
you doing that 2 a.m. doom scrolling? Shout out to future episodes. And staying up really late, just not taking care of yourself. So think about the last time you were really depressed, really down. Maybe it was a bad breakup. Maybe, something happened in your life. What did that depression look like for you? Those are your warning signs. Tell a friend, phone a friend, right?
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Oh my gosh, aging myself, right? Yeah. So tell your supports what your warning signs are so that they can check in with you and be like, hey, Maya, hey, I know you put some dry shampoo in your hair, but have you been washing it?
I know you didn't just call me out like that.
No, but seriously, you just
No,
said,
that's right.
you said hygiene is a one for you, right? And for me, it's isolation. I'm like, no. Thanks, hard pass. I'm busy this weekend. Busy doing what?
Yeah.
So just letting somebody else know what depression looks like for you. Okay. Right. And letting somebody know so that they can check in with you and be like, hey, are you good? Let's just do something. And something going back to behavioral activation. So let's also talk about that for a second, Maya. What are things that you do? I want you to tell me.
Okay.
Okay. What are things that you do when you're happy? When you're like already on top of the world, right? What is your feelings forecast temperature? Like if you had a perfect temperature.
Oh, okay. 75 with a slight breeze coming from the northwest.
All right. Okay. So what activities are you doing when it's sunny and 75 degrees with a slight breeze coming from the northwest?
I don't know my directions. I don't know why I said that. But so things that I do in that beautiful weather. Oh my gosh. Probably hang out with friends, perhaps going outside, talking to people. What else am I doing? Maybe cleaning because I struggle with the cleaning my home. So being productive, getting stuff done, cracking jokes, hee hee ha ha. But yeah, I feel like trying to bring the good energy. I want to spread the wealth.
Yes. We're all about mental wealth. Okay.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Do that when you're sad.
What?
I know. And it's going to be really hard to do that. So think about maybe just grab one task, right? Maybe it's cleaning. We all feel better typically when our environment is clean. So maybe it's like, all right, I'm super sad. Here are my warning signs. I calls you out for your dry shampoo or whatever. And you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go home and I'm going to, I don't know, load the dishes into my dishwasher, something that simple, right? It's like, okay, well, that doesn't necessarily make me happy. No, but the end product of having a clean house and that motivation, again, behavioral activation, keeping that momentum. All right, well, I did this task. I might as well go ahead and switch the laundry over, right? And just kind of keep that rolling.
Yes.
Something that we have talked about before is science. Science.
Blah, blah, blah.
Insert it here. So, yes, here we go. Our little science segment. CBT, right? When we're feeling down, guess what? Our feelings impact our thoughts, and then it all impacts our behavior, right? That's CBT, the CBT triangle. Please picture it in your head right now, or pause this and look it up. Look at the CBT triangle. That's your homework. Okay. So when we're feeling depressed, we can target either our thoughts, our emotions, or sometimes our behaviors, and it will impact the rest of the CBT triangle. So, Mya, when we just had this example of you're feeling sad, right? And your behaviors reflect that, and your thoughts reflect that, you are now targeting your behaviors by putting the dishes in your dishwasher and doing your laundry, right? Instead of allowing those behaviors to reflect the sadness, right? We're reflecting instead that feeling of trying to spread the mental wealth. And so that is what CBT is. So say maybe it's you're struggling to impact your behaviors. Let's impact the thoughts that you're having, right? So maybe you're having these really depressed thoughts, core beliefs. Hello. And it's like, I am worthless. I am, lonely, whatever. Let's target that. Let's talk about evidence that supports that thought. Let's talk about evidence that is against that thought, right? Putting those thoughts on trial, again, using some CBT to kind of rationalize those thoughts away. And we can feel better by doing that. And something else that I sometimes tell clients, which is super helpful, is if they know that something is coming up that's going to make them sad or they might struggle with, it might be a tough time, it might be finals, it might be midterms, right? Hey, what does future you need to hear? Think about the times you were sad. What does future you need to hear? Put it on a sticky note. Write it in a letter. Dear Lainie, I know today's going to be a tough one. Here's the things. You are blah, 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 blah. Incredible. Whatever it is. Okay. Have you ever done anything like that?
No, but maybe I should. Dang. Okay. I love that. And I think one of our mini episodes coming up will guide you through writing a letter to yourself. Actually, spoiler alert. That incoming.
Perfect.
Okay. So another thing, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but the feeling of when you're isolating, when you're feeling depressed, you may feel like no one wants to be around you when you're like this, or you're going to be a burden on them, or they won't know how to handle that or support you. Wrong. Your support people want to be around you when you're like that because they care about you. They want to check in on you. They want to help as much as they can. Now you have to kind of communicate again, like, all I need you to do is sit there while I put my clothes away. Or I just need you to listen for a second. I don't need a solution right now. Or maybe you do. Maybe you need advice on how to handle something. Whatever it is. But your support people want to support you. You have to use them. That is a tool. And then you return the favor when you're good and they're not doing as hot. So, yeah.
Honestly, Mya, I'm so glad that you brought perceived burdensomeness up because that is a symptom of depression. And I think it's really relevant. I think a lot of students feel that way, even if they're not necessarily depressed. It's like, okay, my feelings, again, do not matter as much. I will not bring them up to others. But again, going back to that social reciprocity we talked about last episode, it's you feel good because you can be a support to somebody else. When somebody comes to you with their, concerns or they're feeling bad, you're like, okay, absolutely, I can show up for you. And then you flip that and they can be a support for you when you are feeling sad. And something else that you brought up that was really good. And I want to, you're just so good at this.
Oh my gosh, thanks.
Is gosh, hanging up your clothes can be such a nightmare, right?
Oh, I hate it.
Clothes away. Ugh, what a task, right?
I hate it
Oh my
so
gosh.
much.
Calling a friend, yes, talking to them while you're doing it, it goes so quickly. Sometimes timing your chores. Have you ever done that to see?
Yes.
Yeah, time your
Mhm.
chores. See how long it actually takes. Do you actually have 15, 20 minutes you can dedicate to doing your chores? Yes, you absolutely can. If you have 30 minutes to doom scroll, you have 30 minutes to do your chores
Oh,
and you
oh.
will feel better for it. I'm
And you
calling
can
you out.
schedule your cleaning time if you're stressed out about that. If you're busy, like we talked about in previous episodes, schedule your cleaning time in. Haha, gotcha.
Guys, listen. You can listen to the podcast while you hang up your clothes. We'll be there with you. Okay, so we're going to have to release an episode where it's just about hanging up clothes. We can just like talk. It could be like a conversation where it's conversational while people are hanging up their clothes.
Oh my gosh,
We're there with you. We're putting your laundry away with you.
Oh
We're
my
there to
God.
support you.
Yeah, we'll give you the hot goss in our
Yes,
life.
hot goss.
Oh my God.
All about bagel.
Guess what, gang? It's time for myth versus fact. So our first myth today is if I'm still passing classes, I must not be that depressed.
Oh my goodness. Here's a fact. Functioning does not erase struggle. You can be meeting deadlines and still be carrying a heavy weight inside. You can be hanging with friends and still be carrying a heavy weight inside. Communicate. Go back and listen to our communication episode. Communicate your feelings. They are valid. Your friends want to be there. As Maya said, your supports, they care about you.
All right. Another myth. Loneliness means you're doing college wrong.
No. Fact, loneliness is incredibly common, especially in big transitions, which college is all about. It says more about the circumstances than it says about your worth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Maya. Our self care spotlight this week is the 5-minute rule. When everything feels impossible, pick one task and do it for 5 minutes. Behavioral activation. Hello. Sometimes that momentum is enough to carry you forward.
And if that doesn't work, that's okay too, because that 5 minutes is still progress and progress counts. You're doing the best you can. Give yourself a little bit of grace. You did 5 minutes worth of work. That's a win.
Yeah. All right, that's it for sad but still passing classes.
Remember, experiencing depression and loneliness doesn't mean you're weak. They mean you're human. Support is out there, and you don't have to wait until you're at a breaking point to ask for it.
Next time, we'll be tackling boundaries, aka how to protect your peace without ghosting everyone.
This is Hot Mess Help Desk.
2 counselors,
Total hot messes.
here to help you thrive.
Before we go, a quick reminder. You don't have to handle everything on your own.
If you're a student here at UE, you can connect with us at the Counseling Center. Just call 812-488-2663. Email counselingservices@evansville.edu or stop by during office hours.
If you're not on our campus, check in with your school's counseling center or a local provider for support.
And if you ever feel like you're in immediate danger or are having thoughts of harming yourself or others, please call Public Safety to get in contact with a UE counselor or call 911 right away.
You can also dial 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's available 24/7 anywhere in the U.S.
You're not alone, and reaching out takes courage.
This podcast was produced by Student Media. Student Media is a student organization at the University of Evansville that utilizes design, photography, video, and sound towards experiential and academic learning in journalistic endeavors and storytelling. Student Media elevates the voice of the student body and connects the campus and community to important information and points of view. If you would like to donate, go to fireside.evansville.edu/donate to contribute to a program.